Hello friends, welcome to PySpark video tutorials, and today's session I am going to cover on differences between PySpark, or you can say Spark, RDD, data frame and dataset. So in Spark, the major features from initial release, they released with RDD, then later they come with the data frame and then dataset. So different versions they released with these all the three objects. From initially they are using RDD, and now you can use three. And there are some differences, means there are some features, advantages as well as disadvantages between those three: RDD, data frame and dataset. And if you are using a Scala, Java, you can use all these three RDDs, RDD and data frame and dataset. But if you are working on R and Python, so the dataset you cannot it's not available in Python and R language. So it's a data frame, the same features it is supporting. So if you are working on a PySpark or R language also, so you can use a data frame and RDD. So look at the features, individual object like RDD. So RDD is a distributed collection of object. So whenever the data is processing, so it's logically partitioned parallelized collection JVM object. That's called a distributed collection. So those data logically it will partition, and the data will be distributed into different worker nodes. So that's called a distributed collection of JVM object. Immutable, so it's a read only. So once you create RDD, so those RDDs and existing data you cannot edit. Mean if you want to edit any data on existing RDD, you can create a new RDD and applying any transformations on top of that. So that's called immutable. That's a read only. RDD is a read only. Once you create, you cannot edit. So you can create a new RDD based on your requirement and select the data from existing RDD. That's you can apply the transformations and actions. Fault tolerance. If any of the node failures, this RDD default. So whenever you are creating any jobs, this RDD what will happen? So it will create a logical lineage diagram. That's called a logical execution plan. So this logical, based on this logical execution plan, it will identify and it will fix that self. So itself it will fix that issue. That's called a fault tolerance. So whenever a node failures, that's called fault tolerance. So self fixing using logical execution plan and the lineage. So that's a logical lineage. So it will use and it will fix that. That's called RDD, another feature. And the most important thing is lazy evaluation. So lazy evaluations means, so whenever you are doing a transformation, so on top of that RDD, so immediately it won't be executed. So whatever you have created transformations, those plans will be created. So those logical plans will be created, but it won't be executed. So when it will execute? So when it execute means, so whenever you are doing actions on top of that, then only it will be executed. So, okay. Whenever you are doing actions, that time only it will be executed. So until that, it will be plan only, it will be created, it won't be executed. That is called lazy evaluations. Whenever you require, that time only it will execute, otherwise it won't execute. That's called. So whenever it will execute means whenever you are applying actions on top of that, then it will execute. It's called lazy evaluations. And the functional transformations, so both are available. Transformations and actions both are available. You can use this on RDD, and you can apply any business rules, and you can modify the data. Modify means you can select the data from existing RDD and you can create a new RDD based on your requirement. Thus you can apply all transformations and actions. And data processing formats. So data processing formats, both structured and unstructured data you can process using RDD. And programming languages supports. So it supports 4 programming languages: Java, Scala, Python and R. Then look at the data frame. So data frame features, it's a distributed collection of row object. Row object means, like if you already working database, you will be knowing columns and rows. It's like a physical schema. So that column header will be there and the rows will be there. So here also same thing, distributed collection of row object. So you can directly load that schema and the data, because you cannot load here. That's a header, you cannot load directly schema. That's called a infer schema. We'll call as infer schema. It is not available in RDD, but it is available in data frame. So that's another feature in a data frame compared to RDD. That's the difference. Is one difference. Distributed collection of row object with infer schema is available. And data processing. So multiple types of data processing you can do. all JSON, okay, all JSON packet, CSV and other formats you can process, and directly you can connect to sources as well as source file systems, and you can create data frame on that. Then optimization using Catalyst optimizer. So they introduced with the Catalyst. So there it will do the logical plan, execution plan, and it will give best performance. And there's a high compatibility, so it is giving high compatibility and tungsten. And programming languages supported. It will support all the languages: Java, Scala, and Python and R. Only this data set is not supporting directly Python and R. But there are features available in whatever here, the same features you can use this data frame. And if you look at the data set features, so it will give the best features of both RDD and data frame. And only another thing is encoders. Here you can go for it will support for encoders, and the programming languages it will support only Java and Scala, because completely on JVM object, okay, and a type safety. So type means whatever your data types, so it's a type safety it is providing. And compile time errors. So normally whenever you are doing execution, okay, and there is a drawback, so that I will just give you information about when you will get errors, compile time and runtime. So compile time, so here there is no compile time for data frame, so you cannot identify the errors, so you can identify at execution time. But a data set, you can identify the errors compile time only. That's called another thing. You can identify the difference. So look at when they launched this, like in RDD initial 2000 initial version, they came up with RDD. It's like it's a JVM object, so distributed collection of JVM object, and the functional operators, all transformation and actions like map, filter and other transformations. So data frame. So data frame is a distributed collection of raw object. So distributed collection of raw object means, so it's the data will be available in rows and columns. So that's, you can say that distributed collection of raw object. And expression based operations and UDFs, user defined functions and expression based operations also you can do this on top of this data frame. And the logical plans and optimizer. So optimizer is another thing here based on Catalyst. So Catalyst will do the execution plan, and optimizer will give the best performance. And fast and efficient internal representations. So when you are doing this data frame for your data science or any data processing, so it will give a fast and best performance for data analyst, or you can say data processing or data science part. Then data set, so internally rows, but externally it's a JVM object. It's the same as RDD. That's why when compile time here, you can identify the errors if anything is wrong. And almost the best of both RDD and data frame features it will support, but slower than data frame, not as good as interactive analysis, especially in Python. So that's why I told the data set is mainly for Scala and Java, not for Python and R. But the same features you can get in data frame. That's called is internally rows. It is internally rows, right? The same here also. We are using infer schema. Both the headers. That's headers and records. So let's look at the disadvantage of RDD, data frame, and data set. So RDD major disadvantages. So it does not have a infer schema concept. Means, so if you have a data frame, there you can import a schema from existing files or existing table. So you can easily do all the transformations because you can see the headers and rows. That's the concept of infer schema. So here it's not supporting. And another one is, if you are going for RDDs, you have to optimize each RDD in point of performance tuning. So that's called RDD disadvantage. And the data frame disadvantage. So data frame disadvantages, so you cannot identify any errors at compile time. So it is like compile time safety. So it not support compile time safety. That means, so if you have written some mistakes on the code, so you can identify only at runtime. Compile time you cannot identify. Only whenever you are executing that time only you can identify those errors. That's called it's not support compile time safety. And data sets disadvantage, it's like typecasting into strings. Whenever you are doing this data, so if you have a multiple data types, right, so that casting you have to do for strings. Okay, so that's the disadvantages related to all RDD, data frame and data sets. So thank you for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel to get more videos and updates on my channel. Thank you very much.